because you're normal. Guess what? Everybody's normal. It's a ruse. Beyonce's normal too. She takes horrible shit. Sure.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Hey, whoever it was, they had to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose, you know, as a Montana goose. You know what I mean? So, you know, they also know who was having money at the time. So it's not really hard to figure out.
Joe Rogan and Katt Williams just went live reacting to a leaked Escort tape involving Beyonce. Word is the footage shows what really happened in those private sessions and is darker than the perfect image she's been selling for years. Folks are now asking, was the Queen persona just a cover for something way messier behind closed doors? That old footage of a young Beyonce in the studio just resurfaced and the streets ain't letting it slide. She's sitting on a producer's lap while he places a call straight to Michael Jackson.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit on? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap. Michael. Michael. Hi. Okay, we're in. Okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap, and I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
Oh God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone to talk to her, and give. Okay. You're shaking. Okay, you ready? Okay, hold on.
Oh no. I'm gonna pass out.
Michael?
Yes, Mark.
Here we go. I have Beyonce here.
Hi.
Hi, Beyonce.
How you doing?
Well, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
At the time, people laughed it off, calling her another excited fan. Now the same clip is getting pulled apart frame by frame. Why would a young woman agree to sit on a grown man's lap for a phone call when there were chairs all over the studio? And if that's what was happening on camera, what was going down once the doors closed? As one real dude put it, now imagine what she really had to do behind closed doors. Another hit hard, saying, you don't need to be on someone's lap to hear someone on speaker. Now that polished queen image she spent years building is starting to crack. Word is she was never just a devoted, God-fearing wife and mother the public was sold. Now I'm only reporting what the streets are saying, so don't come for me. Before Jay-Z ever entered the picture, the rumors painted her as a loose cannon moving through the industry with a lot less caution than the version we see today. And one of the names that keeps coming up is Ray J. Word on the street is he was one of the men who got close to Beyonce while Jay allegedly watched. Remember, Jonathan Hay, Beyonce ex-publicist, was loud about this.
Did you hear anything of that sort, like of Jay-Z having similar behavior to Diddy in the sense that, you know, he would let his woman be recorded with other men or stuff like that?
Well, Jay-Z 100% is a cuckold, right? He likes to watch his woman, Beyonce, with other men.
Then there's Mos Def, Cypher Sounds, who spent time around Destiny's Child, claimed the two of them were unusually close during a run of shows in London. People heard it and filed it away as industry noise. Now those same stories are being lined up next to newer ones and the picture gets clearer. Then we get to Pimp C. This one hits different because Pimp C feared no one. He called out power players to their face, including Jay-Z. He turned down serious money because he didn't trust the energy around certain rooms.
So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. Because all I was trying to get was 100,000. When Dame cut that $1 million, I called Pimp on the phone like, yo, Pimp, and him and Jamal was in the house. And I could hear a tussle or some type of confrontation, right? And I'm like, calm down, bro, y'all calm down, Pimp.
I ran up the cable bill.
It was fighting. Okay, they was fighting like hard. And I'm like, Phil, stop whatever you doing right now. I told you what's going down with Jamal when you moved him up in there. I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. All we want was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac Mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what? So I hated that. I called him on speakerphone.
The streets have long claimed there was a tape involving Beyonce and Pimp C. Some say that tape is the reason he never got the chance to speak fully.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they would have to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose, you know, as a Montana goose. You know what I mean? So, you know, they also know who was having money at the time. So it's not really hard to figure out.
Pimp C died in 2007. Official cause was lean-related complications and sleep apnea. Still, people close to him never felt the story added up. Pimp's manager described the scene, body position, like he was praying with blood present. Too Short has said publicly that the official explanation never gave him real closure. The timing still bothers a lot of people who knew him.
Like, tell me something. Like, you know what I mean? And the most I could get was, I never got if the door was locked and I just had to break it down. Because if the door wasn't locked, that means somebody left out.
Right.
If the door was locked, that means he felt good, he locked it, he was in there.
Right.
It's a whole different level of what happened. A lot of shit goes out the window if I just know that part.
Right.
But then, it's like, I heard some shit about he had his clothes on or something, I don't know. Like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, a prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. I never really heard anything.
Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough? You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston?
Even DaBaby has been pulled into the conversation. Word is Beyonce dragged him into some very private circles. Pattern keeps repeating. Different names, same type of access, same type of pressure. Now the power marriage itself. Jaguar Wright has been loud about this for years. She claims Jay-Z forced Beyonce into certain situations just to keep her career on top.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
I know y'all hate to admit it, and I'm okay with my opinion being unpopular because I know it's the right one. Jay-Z was a good pick for Beyonce, period. Do y'all realize it's like LeBron James being married to Steph Curry? It's insane that those two legends can coexist in the same household and have been doing so for over 20 years successfully. I really think Jay-Z and Beyonce will be together forever. When she says, I think you're so cool, she means it. And because it's true. Like, did y'all see that crowd going crazy?
Now, we ain't talking regular industry moves, but deals that crossed lines, circles that demanded loyalty, pressure that came with staying relevant in a game that eats its own. Pause on that for a second. The public saw the perfect power couple, the billion-dollar empire, the flawless image. Jaguar says behind that picture was control. Jay allegedly used leverage that didn't come from love. It came from secrets, deals, and knowing too much about what happens in them elite circles. He had ways to make sure she stayed committed, performing, and in the spotlight no matter what it cost her personally. Look at the timeline. Beyonce rising as a solo artist after Destiny's Child. Jay already established and moving in powerful rooms. The relationship, according to Jaguar, wasn't fully organic. It was strategic. Jay made sure she understood the price of staying famous and the circles she had to enter. Once that claim started circulating again, people went back and rewatched old red carpet moments with different eyes. The smiles started looking calculated. The power couple image started feeling like a cover. Some even believe Jay settled on Beyonce because he could control her. Word is he had made moves toward Aaliyah years earlier. Aaliyah allegedly rejected him and stayed independent.
And as she started spending more time in New York, he was very, very, very right there. She didn't want that. She didn't want that with him. And if there's one thing I can tell you about Sean Carter, being embarrassed and being rejected are things he does not handle well.
Then came the plane crash in 2001. Official story is an accident. Industry voices like Jaguar and others have pointed out how convenient the timing felt. Aaliyah out the way. Beyonce's path clearer. One said no, one allegedly said yes to the deal. One gone, one became the queen. That pattern alone got the streets connecting dots fast.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling.
Question about this yesterday. I have very little time, so I need to know ahead of time, should I get a bridesmaid dress ready for your wedding with Jay-Z? Are you marrying Jay-Z?
I'm not engaged.
You're not engaged?
I'm not. It's a big fat rumor.
It is, but do you think it's a possibility that you will be engaged?
One day I hope to be married, you know, eventually with children. I grew up with both of my parents and my sister, a big family. It's important to me, so I'd love to have a family.
Yeah, and so when will you and Jay-Z get married then?
I don't know.
Y'all seem like a great couple.
Thank you.
Beyonce publicly expressed sadness about Aaliyah's passing.
She was our age, and it's just scary because that could have been any one of us. And she was an angel, and I know that now she's with God.
But a lot of people weren't fully buying the emotion. As one user bluntly put it, she knows exactly what happened, and she knows exactly who did it. The smile on her face and the way they all stood. Disgusting, it gets heavier. Word is she has been overworked and used. Uncle Ron, who used to be around those circles, was loud about Jay's controlling attitude. He even claimed Beyonce was introduced to certain substances to keep her locked in.
New York City. As a longtime real estate executive for Christian and Wakefield, one had the foresight years ago to know what Brooklyn could become, and he played an important role in the renaissance of our thriving world. In addition,
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
Dude made a whole series of wild statements. A few weeks later, he was dead, and his social media accounts were wiped clean. Coincidence? Maybe or maybe not.
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia.
Yes.
You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Hey, every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes.
Jaguar goes further. She links Jay directly to Diddy's world. Diddy allegedly had tapes, the kind that could end careers if they ever saw daylight. Jay and Diddy were tight at one point, running in the same rooms.
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly
Peanut
time?
butter and jelly.
Jaguar says Jay knew about the private sessions, the wild gatherings, the compromising situations. Instead of walking away completely, he allegedly used similar pressure tactics to keep Beyonce in line, the same way recordings and secrets were used on other people. Jay did it to protect the empire. Ask yourself how deep the control runs when a man is willing to push his own wife into situations just to keep her famous. That question alone has the streets heated. Remember when talk started circulating about tapes being shopped around Hollywood? One of them allegedly featured someone even more high profile than Diddy. The person on the tape didn't even seem to know they were being recorded.
Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really?
The streets immediately started pointing fingers at the woman the industry still calls the queen of R&B. It gets darker still. The rituals and spiritual side of the story refuse to die. For years, people have whispered about closed-door preparations before Beyonce's performances. Candles, specific formations, moments some described as more than creative direction. Fans call it artistry. Others who claim they were around those environments say the energy felt heavier and more intentional. Then there's Sasha Fierce. Beyonce herself once said she felt something take over when that persona came out. In 2018, her former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, who had worked with her for 7 years, filed legal documents. She accused Beyonce of extreme behavior, harassment, phone monitoring, and spiritual attacks. The case was dismissed. Afterward, Kimberly struggled to find work. People still ask the same question. Why would someone risk their entire career making claims like that if there was nothing behind them?
I think
She went and killed the girl Katt.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. No snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band.
When you line all of this up, the old studio footage, the names that keep circling, the control claims from Jaguar, the convenient exits, the high-profile tape rumors, and the spiritual accusations, the perfect image starts looking a lot less perfect. The streets are watching every new reaction, old clip, and quiet moment from the people who used to move in those same rooms. But now the real questions are on the table. Do you believe the resurfaced tape and the high-profile session rumors are just noise, or is there something the industry has been protecting for years? Was the marriage pure power strategy from the start like Jaguar claims? And when a former drummer risks everything to talk about spiritual pressure and names like Pimp C and Uncle Ron end up silent, how many more people have to speak up before the full picture comes out? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because the more this conversation stays alive, the harder it gets to sweep under the rug. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video on the end screen.